So what we talked about yesterday is kind of the golden rule. It's the golden rule that if you can just follow that, and then everything will change in your life. Not just your relationship, but every single experience you have in life will drastically change if you look at that whole, what do I want to have a bigger experience of? So it's kind of the golden rule. And really it's a standalone in many ways. But of course, things aren't always, as I was saying, this rule is simple, but it's not always easy. So what we want to just look at tonight is to kind of go a little bit deeper into relationship and partnership and just start to identify, what are the common issues that are coming up? And then start to look at that kind of one by one. Okay, so when this come up, what can we do about it? So that you can build a strategy. That will also be the homework for tomorrow, is actually to build your strategy and start to understand, okay, really start to understand, okay, I have a game plan. So I identify that in my relationship, the most common things that usually happen, or the pattern that I can see, is this and this and this. And now I start to build my strategy. So when that happens, what do I do then? It's very important. It's very important to have your toolkit. You need to understand, okay, when shit hits the fan, what am I going to do then? Because if we don't have a plan and we don't catch ourselves, if you can catch yourself in the moment, gain the perspective, okay, what do I want to have a bigger experience of? But that also requires, as we talked about, that requires energy, that requires that you are able to take that pause. It requires that you're able to pause for that moment and actually identify, okay, I'm in a situation now, where do I act from here? So if we can start to kind of map out and just become more clear, if we start to just become more clear, and this can really work in any situation. So if you are not currently in a relationship, you can look at past relationships and see, okay, what were my patterns? What did not work in the last relationship? Why? Because even if we change relationship, even if we change partner, what usually happens is that we end up with the same problems anyway. We end up with the same pattern. So the pattern isn't changing because you haven't changed it. Maybe it's still sitting in your aura. We want to start to understand, how can I move the relationship? Okay, how can I move the energy? And do I have the tools to do that? So once we've identified the problems in the relationship or the issues or whatever the common theme is, we want to start to make a strategy. How can I actually move that energy? How can I, be the one who sets a new tone, a new direction for my relationship?